Hello, guys. Welcome to Real Talk FC, where we will be talking about my favorite football club, Fenerbahçe. Now, I know many of you guys may have heard about Fenerbahçe because currently our technical director is Jose Mourinho, which is one of also my most favorite technical directors ever, at all, like of all time. But let's get into it. Let's go and see what's going on with Fenerbahce. Let's go and see what's going on with the team and what can be made better, what can be made worse. So, overall, this season hasn't been the standard of what we would thought that Jose Mourinho would bring into the team. Now, because of that, we have to take into account that we're coming from a record breaking 99 points in a single season and still was second place under coach Ismail Kartal, which I believe was did very dirty because he did not lose a game. Yes, we did really bad when it came to games towards the end of the season, but you cannot deny that he did not give everything for the team. That season had a bunch of up and downs, and we went to Trabzon. We fought, literally fought the fans, the team, everyone. We came, we hustled, we won, we beat them, everything like that. Now, because of this, we need to understand why Jose Mourinho isn't functioning as well as it was watching Fenerbahce last season. This season, we have more role players. This season, we have a different format, different positioning. Because of that, we need to adjust because it's not the same thing over and over again. As you guys can see over here, these are the players that we have currently on the squad. Unfortunately, in our last game, Chala Soyuncu ended up getting hurt, and Jiku as well is still fighting an injury. But we still have very solid defenders in our team, coming of the likes of Samet and Rodrigo Becao. Now, we had also another huge loss with Osterwalding, who is out for the season because he, I believe, tore both ligaments in his knee. But it's okay because we also have Filip Kostic at the moment. Now, what I can say about Fenerbahce's style of play under Jose Mourinho this year is that they do not play what they say they play, which is basically how Jose Mourinho plays all the time. I don't know if he has like some type of fear of someone like reporting saying like, "Oh, this is what they're running," but Jose Mourinho on match day all the time will have us line up as a 4-2-3-1, which is a very generic thing now because this is what everyone does. Now, because we're going as a 4-2-3-1, this allows us to have a very compact midfield with the two DMs and the one CM, as well as having a left and right mid for an exit or to push out wide, and we have the lone striker up top. Now, with this formation, it never stays like this because we will have Amrabat check into the midfield. We will have Fred and Szymanski kind of push forward a little bit like this. So we'll end up moving up like this. We'll have Kostic and either Mert Mulder or Osai Samuel come into the midfield and end up turning as a wing back or even at times as a left and right mid. So that changes also because we end up having our left wing, our actual left mid turn into a left wing slash cam kind of idea, and the same idea for the right side, which provides really good options when utilized correctly. The problem is that at some points in our game, this is how we end up turning out. Which, to be fair, Szymanski is higher, usually. This is good because it allows us to send early crosses into the midfield and always have some option to escape from. Now, because we have players like Fred, because we have players like Tadic, Saint Maximon, and Dzeko, this kind of works out well, but also becomes an issue The main issue that we have in our team right now is that we have players that don't perform the way that they were really needed to, which was a problem because you can't have your winger not take any shots, and you can't have your striker check back into the midfield. I will get into that in a second, based when I get into the key players and their roles. But for right now, ideally, this is how Fenerbahce lines up once they're in possession, and once they're out of possession, they end up going into a five back almost, but they kind of hold the 4-2-3-1 positioning. Just Amrabat kind of tucks in more into the center to fill in the gap between the two center backs. But usually, we'll line up something like this. Now, the problem that we have here is, like I've said before, with our key players and their roles. Tadic is a very good playmaker, but when we play him as a right wing, especially since he's not playing fully as a right winger and it's not playing out wide, and that he tucks in and becomes more or less of an inside forward, he ends up making a lot of through balls for the right back to run on behind and set up for a cross. The issue with this is, yes, it catches many defenders. This past week or the past 2 weeks, he's been doing this a lot and getting a lot of good opportunities. This is how we also scored the goal against Trabzonspor with Sofian Amrabat getting the ball at the end. He was able to pull in two defenders, give a through ball between both of them for a pass down to, I believe, was Kostic, and was able to then send a uh, cut back into the box for Sofia and Amrabat, which was floating on the top of the box to just have a clean strike. Now, the good thing about that is because it allows him to hold his positioning and to give a pass for the overlapping run behind. The issue becomes when he loses the ball, we lost our defensive player, so now he has to commit back to track. Now, Tadic, as we all know, has been in the league for a while. He's not as fast as, Mert Mulder, who's young and agile. The same thing as Osai Samuel. Same thing as they're not defenders. Tadic is not a defender. So he has to give extra pressure and everything, at least to cut off the way until the players can come back. The problem is that it's very heavy on your stamina and your endurance. You need to have a lot of endurance to play a role like this because you're basically the whole wing itself. Recently, though, teams have been picking up on this, so they try to track the man. But of course, Osai Samuel is really fast. Mert Mulder is very fast. Kostic is also very fast. Not as fast as he was a couple years ago, but because of this, he's able to move along and be able to create something. Now, the issue becomes also that we don't take any more shots. We need to be taking more shots. We have players like Irfan Cankavici, which is a beautiful, beautiful left foot and can make a lot of shots outside of the box. Saint Maximin is a skillful player that he takes shots anytime he has them, but he usually looks to get into a better goal scoring opportunity, which is very good because then you have a threat on the right side, which then you don't know what he's gonna do, and the left side is even more confusing because he shoots, he passes, he dribbles, he fakes, he does a bunch of things. Your traditional winger, which is what we need. We cannot follow the system that they have in the Premier League because teams like Manchester United right now is not having that free fall ability, and they cannot score goals easy because half the teams just stuff all their players in the box. There needs to be a threat. There needs to be a long ball threat. There needs to be a crossing threat. Football is a chess game that thing is when one play when one piece is used to be blocked, you have to have alternative way to get to the queen. The king in this point is the goal. You want to get into the goal as much as possible. Now, if you play this Manchester City style football where you're just passively waiting for the defense to step out of line for you to make an easy tap in the 5 yards in the box, it's not going to happen. Teams do not allow that to happen because they will also sit there and just wait for you to make the mistake. Someone's going to get antsy, someone's going to get impatient and just shoot the ball out. No. This is not how you have to play. You have to play smart. Now, in order for us to do that, I suggest that we run the lineup with El Nesiri as the forward. We have Tadic staying as the right mid, as the right wing, because of his ability to pass the ball. Now, everyone knows that Tadic also has the ability to shoot the ball when he wants and shoot it with power. He needs to become less passive with his passing and more aggressive with his shooting. He needs to become more versatile. Saint Maximin has been beautiful playing in the left wing, left mid. When he tucks in, it's even better. Kostic, since he's been on the team and he's been doing us a huge favor by playing as the left back, he has been providing a lot of early ball crosses, which is needed for the striker up top to head it. We have two tall strikers, and one of them is literally known for making basically all his goals with his head. I have not seen El Nesiri really make a goal shooting it, kicking it, or whatever the case is. But I believe El Nesiri needs to be up top. Saint Maximin needs to be in the left mid. Tadic can still stay as the right mid. In the midfield with Szymanski, it becomes difficult because Szymanski has this little. He's not in form right now. He's healthy, he's fit, but he's just not in form. He hasn't been the same since last season. He needs to be able to work the ball around and gain his confidence back to make his shots. He's in good positions, but he can't make his shots, and sometimes it's rushed or he loses the confidence and doesn't want to shoot. If the case continues to be like that, maybe we need to look into playing Mert Hakan Yandash in the midfield instead because he is a Fenerbahçe diehard and he will play his heart out for the team and try to make any opportunities possible. He played the last game. I believe he played perfectly. I think he fits into the system as well as Szymanski does, even though maybe he's not as fast. But technically, right now, I believe Mert Hakan Yandash is better than Szymanski at this point. Kostic can stay. Fred, solid in the midfield, giving options, perfect. Amrabat, the best steal of the year. I'm saying it right now for Fenerbahce. Between Amrabat and Saint Maximin, they are both carrying the team. They are both providing with different ways. And honestly, Amrabat should become a full option for us. And he's a really important player in the team. He holds the ball, he builds up the play, he sets us on many different types of attacks. It is perfect. Not only is that, we can have Osai Samuel play on the right mid. Now, I personally prefer Mert Mulder because Mert Mulder has more of an offensive approach to him. He's not afraid to shoot the ball if he needs to. He'll force in the cross, he'll send in the cross. He's fast. Maybe he's a little bit on the weaker side, but you need the versatility of a player to be able to pass the ball and shoot the ball whenever he can. Osai Samuel, when he gets into the final third over here, he doesn't really cross it. He looks for his shot himself, which is good sometimes, but when the angle's not there, you can't force it. You can try, but after a certain time, you lose the possession, especially in key moments where it's a counter attack and it's only like three defenders in the box and you have four of our players waiting outside. Pass the ball, cross it. Don't force it and just point, like, blast it out. It's no point. Lastly, with our injuries, our best form of defense would end up being either Bekao and Samet. But personally, I rather the matchup with Jiku and Samet. I believe Samet gets overhated on, but I believe Samet is actually a quality center back. It just needs the time to develop more and get his trust back because he has a bad image on him for right now. But there's no reason for it, to be fair. And yes, from there, there's nothing much really to it. That's basically who I think should be the players on the team. I think this is the flexibility. I think in game when we play, I believe that we should end up having more of a box to box with Szymanski compared to him kind of playing as a playmaker, second striker, because it'll keep us more defensively solid, give us more options, and kind of space it out a little bit more. And as a fan, this is my perspective. I believe that this is the best way for it to do it. And personally, I believe we're gonna be able to win the series, the season. We're gonna be able to recover from the Europa League, and we're gonna be able to potentially hit the final again. Hopefully, this time we'll win it. Thank you guys for watching so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please comment what type of video you would like next. I do all type of football analysis as well as videos of gaming, FIFA, any type of things like that, reaction videos, and even have live content with games that I play in and videos of other people playing in any type of analysis video. Thank you guys for watching. This has been Real Talk, and hope you guys have a good day. Bye.